Muscle fitness is going to be one of the main areas of the components of fitness that we'll be talking about as we move forward. It's an area where you can really make quite a bit of a difference in your life. The objectives for this slideshow are going to be talk about the difference between muscle strength and muscle endurance, which should be a review for all of us. We're going to talk about several benefits that are associated with good muscle fitness. Some of them are kind of a surprise. Next up, we're going to talk about some of the myths that are associated with weight training. Then after that, we're going to talk about 3 different muscle fiber types. Not 2, but 3 different muscle fiber types. And then finally, we're going to get into the 3 types of exercise. Every exercise we do can be categorized into one of the 3 types. A few valuable pieces of information coming out of muscle fitness would be, we always think of if we're weightlifting that we're improving our muscle strength or muscle endurance, but the truth is we're not just improving the strength of our muscles, we're also improving the strength of tendons, ligaments, and bones, which all in turn help decrease the risk of injury that we have. Second thing that's going on is after the age of 20, you're going to end up losing about 1.5 pounds of muscle per year, and that's mostly due to just not working out as much. And weight training is something that can help you with that. The big thing that I think is most important about muscle fitness is that it just plain out helps our day-to-day life be easier for us. Doing simple things like carrying your books or cleaning your room or working outside in the yard or shoveling snow is all easier when you have good muscle fit. Endurance is being able to repeat a movement over a period of time. Being able to do something again and again. It might be thought of as having stamina. Strength is kind of making a big force one time. Benefits are basically endless. It could go on forever. But just a couple of things that I'd like to point out that I think are a bonus of muscle fitness. The number one thing we kind of already talked about is just that capability to perform work. So when you have good muscle fitness, you're just able to do things without using as much energy or without it seeming as big of a task as it would be for somebody who doesn't have good muscle fitness. A perfect example is shoveling snow in the winter. If you have good muscle fitness, it's a task, but it's not near as hard. If you have really poor muscle fitness, you're really working hard and you're not getting very far with shoveling. Second one here is body appearance. Most people who have good muscle fitness, they tend to see themselves in a positive light, which helps with their mental health. So having good body appearance is going to help with your mental health, but it's also, having good muscle fitness is going to help you have a positive self-image. Next one's preventing osteoporosis. First off, osteoporosis is the inside of your bones are spongy-like, so they have pores and holes in them. And when you weight train, you actually make your bones stronger, so that spongy portion of your bone is a little more dense, meaning that it's not as easy to see through. There's not as many holes in the sponge. Next one, it's going to help prevent falls and fractures. It sounds like, well, that's great for a 90-year-old, but what's that got to do with me? What's going to happen for you is, as a high school student, when you weight train, you're going to end up, anytime you weight train, you have a little bit of instability, and you're working on, especially if you're working with free weights, you're working on building up those supporting muscles around your joints, and by doing that you're improving your balance and you're also improving your range of motion, which in turn, that improved balance and improved range of motion helps prevent those falls and fractures. Next up, controls your blood glucose. Glucose is blood sugar. That's how much sugar you have rolling around in your blood. The more muscle you have in your body, the more your body is able to soak up some of that glucose in your blood. So muscles store glucose, so that helps that. And why do we care? The big thing that's going to do is going to help regulate our mood. Anytime our blood glucose is going up and down, we have a tendency to have really funky moods, and having a consistent blood glucose is going to help with our mood, and it's going to help us feel better throughout the day. Next up, increasing metabolism. Metabolism is how many calories you're going to burn during at any given time. When you work out, you burn more calories, and the cool thing with muscle fitness is it increases your metabolism, but it doesn't just do it while you're working out. It does it for up to 6 hours after you're done working out. So now you're not just burning calories while you're working out, you're also burning more calories than you would have after the workout, which is pretty helpful in the long run. The next one is it helps relieve arthritis. Arthritis is it's inflammation in your joints. It's very painful, and it doesn't, sometimes logically when we think about arthritis, it doesn't make sense that exercise would help relieve arthritis, but the truth is it does. So that's the bonus. Posture. Anytime we're working on muscle fitness, we're always working on good posture. Having good posture helps us breathe better. It helps our bones and muscles align better, and it just helps us feel better. That's the main thing. Last thing is just a good physical activity to perform. Your goal is to get up to 60 minutes per day of moderate to vigorous physical activity, and muscle fitness is a great physical activity. There are going to be 3 myths about weight training that we talk about here. The first one is going to be big muscle syndrome, and basically what that's saying is that when you lift, the idea is that you'll gain a bunch of muscle to the point where you're not actually able to have the same range of motion. The truth is, it does not decrease flexibility at all. Actually, if I work through a full range of motion, it's going to help me either increase my flexibility or maintain the flexibility I have. So the myth, again, being if I strength train, I'm going to get huge muscles and lose all flexibility, and that is, as we said, a myth. Second one's going to be females in weight training. A lot of females in the past have steered away from weight training simply because they think if they lift, they're also going to end up with these giant muscles. The truth of the matter is males and females have different hormones. Females have estrogen, males have testosterone. For males, it's a little easier to put on muscle than it is for females. Also, you kind of get to decide whether you're going to put on a lot of muscle or not, just simply by the type of weight training that you're going to do. The third myth we have is that muscle can turn to fat. This one is pretty simple. What usually happens is we start working out, and when we work out, we need more calories, so we increase the amount of food that we take in, and then we burn those calories because we're working out, so we're actually burning more calories as well as taking in more calories. Then we stop working out, and 2 things happen. One, most of the time we don't change our diet. We continue to eat the same big amount of calories, but we've stopped working out, so we actually need less. And by needing less, we have extra calories, and those extra calories are then stored in the form of fat. The second thing that happens there is you're not overloading that muscle anymore, so you actually don't need all the muscle that you had built, and that muscle starts to go away. When that muscle leaves, it's called atrophy, which is right here. Hypertrophy is what was happening when you were gaining muscle because you were overloading it and progressing throughout time.